Welcome to the second part of the Colab video. So we'll continue with where we stopped in the first video. So this is the same notebook. I've just added two code cells over here. One is to check whether your device has GPU, and other code cell is to check whether your device is provided with TPU, which is tensor processing unit. Okay. So currently I have not have any hardware accelerator with my system, so I'm just executing it. So it should result as no device found, no GPU. Okay. GPU device not found. That's the error that we got. So what we are similarly we'll also execute for TPU. We also don't have TPU right now. So it also should result in not connected to a TPU runtime. So this is the output we are getting right now. So what we are going to do right now is uh, we actually have all the data that we had before similarly. So currently what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit and I'm going to notebook settings. This is the place where we change the hardware accelerator. Okay. So the point to mention over here is don't use GPU unless you need it. Okay. So if you're using some heavy process, that is the point where you should actually use GPU. Okay. So what happens is it connects to a new runtime, which actually adds GPU to it. Okay. So it's getting connected to it. So what happens when you are actually connecting to GPU is your whole data would be lost. So let's see. So my drive would be that since it's a different location stored, but the images, the logo image and the dog image is lost since we have gone to a new storage. So you can see that it is a Python 3 compute engine with GPU is there. With the amount of disk storage has reduced. Previously we had 107 GB of disk storage. Now we only have 68 GB of storage, and the RAM is kind of similar. So when we run the cell right now, it should actually result in a GPU device. Let's see. So we have found a GPU device over here. So it shows that we have actually have access to a GPU device with us. So it's mostly Tesla K80, but I have to check on it, say whether they have updated the GPU machine. And right now what we are trying to do is we are going to connect to a TPU. So for that, first what we'll do is we'll go to the edit notebook settings and change from GPU to TPU. Okay. So what again happens is we are going to be allocated to a new TPU machine. So all the data should be lost and we are initialized to a TPU machine. The mounting of G drive happens by itself once you are mounted. So we have connected. So let's see. So this comes with 107 GB of disk storage and the RAM is similar. So if I run the GPU command right now, it should result in no GPU device found because we are running on a TPU device. So this one should result in a TPU. Yeah, it has a TPU. It's actually the IP. Yes. So we got a TPU access with us right now. So this is how you access a GPU and a TPU using a Colab. So right now we are just experimenting out the access to it. So we will not be needing it any further. We can see we have the access to it. So we'll just stop this. So what we'll do is since we don't require this anymore, we'll just get back to a normal none of the hardware accelerated mode. So it's connecting to other device with just as CPU. So it's connected. So this is the place, it connects back to the same CPU device where we have access to the dog and the logo instant image. Okay. See here we are back with the same Python engine which has only CPU. So we have seen about the notebook settings. Right now what we are going to do is we'll see some of the basic options that we have. Most of these are self-explanatory, but you can open a new notebook, you can upload a notebook, and similarly you can save a copy. Since it's actually stored in a drive, you can also save a copy immediately also. You can also host your notebook in GitHub. You can directly from here save to a GitHub also, and you can look at the various revisions that you have done, the updates that you have done. You can download it as IPython notebook and also as a .py file. Okay, these are various options that are provided in the file In edit, you can select a particular cell and delete it. So just simply delete this array. Printing that array will just delete it. I can just go to edit and delete the selected cell. So the selected cell will be deleted. So you can use Control M and Z to undo the deleted cell. So that's the shortcut key. And similarly, you can do the find and replace those things. Fine. So what I can do is I can clear all the outputs over here. So I'm just going to clear all the outputs. So the cell is run, but I've cleared all the outputs. The another thing I can do is in view. Okay, let's go to the runtime. So runtime, what I can do is I can restart the runtime. So what it does is all the local variables will be lost. Okay. So all the cells are unexecuted, but the values, the things that are stored in the disk remains. Okay. So what I can do is I can run all the cell. So what it does is it runs all the cells from the beginning. And what I can also do is I can choose a particular cell and run all the cell before it or after it. All these things can be done. Okay. It runs till it faces an error. Once the error is faced, it stopped over here. So since we don't have a GPU right now, it stops over here. As it throws an error. This one thing. In view, we have the contents, which is this thing and other things. You can compare two different notebooks and also the previous notebook with itself. So this can be used to compare the difference between them. I'm just skipping many things. So that's one thing. And you can insert a code cell. You can insert a text cell. Similarly, we can do this can also be done using the shortcut over here. And we saw about the various runtime. So you can also manage the sessions. So I have recently opened many terminals like this. I can just terminate all of them. So this is the only one I'm going to be used. This is the current session. These are the sessions that I opened before. I'm just terminating them. Okay. So terminated the unwanted notebooks that you're running. Okay. In tools, you have settings and shortcut keys. So go to the shortcut keys. These are the various shortcut keys that are available. Okay. So it's enough that you know some of the basic important shortcut keys. But if you are a person who actually wants to have shortcut for many functionalities, you can explore more on this, and you can also customize it for yourself. And last, let's look into the before that we'll just look into the sharing. So you can as I said in the before, it's easy to share. So you can share it by getting a copy link, or you can add people with this particular notebook. You can give access, different kinds of access level to that person. He can be a viewer, commenter, or editor. All these things can be done. So it makes our work easy. And finally, let's get into the settings. So in the settings, you have a light theme that we have worked so far. You can also go for a dark theme. So when I say for a dark theme, this is the dark theme that we have. So some of us or most of us prefer dark theme. So if you are that kind of person, you can go to the dark theme. I'll just go stick on with other light for right now. And you can also change the editing size. So the size, the font, and those things also. So most of the time we go with the default, but if you are someone who want to customize it, you can do so. So Colab Pro helps you to have faster GPUs, more runtime, the runtime access, and also more memory. Currently, it's only available in US. It might be coming in other places also. And another thing that it's not something technical, but something that you can try out is you can actually enable kitty mode and another mode. What it does is it makes cats and dogs walk over here. So it's kind of fun. So if you want something like this to be there, you can just add it. Okay. Sometimes it might be distracting. It's up to you. You can just add it or remove it. You can also close this entire tab like this. So yeah, this is the cat part, and I guess I have covered most of the important concepts that are there in the Colab. Uh, to learn more on this and on Kaggle kernel, you can just go to Google and search free GPU online. Okay, you get a medium blog of mine in which I explain how to get started with Colab and Kaggle kernel in detail. Okay, how to access the G drive and other things are explained clearly over here. So please have a look into it. Okay, and I hope the collab videos were useful for you. Looking forward to see you in the upcoming videos. Thanks for joining.